Hey everybody, my name is Naomi and I work with Saddlebook, and today in this video I'm going to be showing all you producers how to do a test entry. Let's get to it.
Okay, so in this video, I'll be showing you how to do an entry. Now, after you finish setting up your event, we always highly recommend that you test out an entry, and this allows you to see that if your settings are set the right way, you're able to check that things are doing what it is that you're intending that they do. Now, in addition to testing out an entry, this also allows you to do an entry for yourself or an entry for another rider if need be. Okay, so as you can see, I already have my event set up. I have some classes, and then if I tap on this green vertical bar, I have my additional fees, I have some sanctions, my payment methods, and my terms. Now I've already checked out my event profile and my org profile, so those things are ready to go. And now the next step would be testing out an entry. So to do that, you'll tap on your event drop-down menu and express entry. Now, when you first land on this page, it's going to auto-populate with your information. So if you're doing an entry for yourself, then you'll just leave all of this as is. You'll select the rider that you're wanting to do an entry for and then hit next. Now, if you need to change the rider and do an entry for someone else, you would tap this gear next to rider. This information is going to expand, and then you can hit this blue clear button that's going to clear the information. Now, if you're doing an entry for a rider that has already entered one of your organization's events, then you can find them here by typing in their name. However, if they have not yet entered one of your organization's events, even if they've entered an event on Saddlebook, you'll need to do invite new account. So here you'll type in their first and their last name and their email address. You can also provide their phone number if you have it. Now, the two most important things would be the name and the email address. And the email address ensures that this entry is connected to a real account. So this allows the rider to have access to their history. If you don't attach it to an email, then they won't have access to that history, and it's going to be under a ghost account. So now I'm going to go ahead and do an entry for myself. And now that my information is pulled up, I can choose from one of the riders that are on my profile and then hit next. Now the next page that you'll land on is the horses and classes page. So first you'll need to select your horse or horses. I'm going to enter Cash Me Out and Dandy. And the order that you enter the horses is the horse order. So this is something that comes into play when you're doing the draw. So Cash Me Out is my first horse, Dandy is my second. I'm going to go ahead and enter these two classes. Notice that the open can carry from the futurity, and because that's an option and I entered the futurity, it automatically defaults to carry. There's also a non-optional sanction fee that's already selected for me. And if I were to add another optional sanction fee, I would just choose this button right here. Now, because I am an administrator, I have the option to remove this non-optional sanction fee. So you can do that for any of your riders if the situation arises. However, when your riders are going through this entry form, they won't have that option to remove the non-optional sanction fee. And we've just named these sanction fees non-optional and optional for demonstration purposes. You would name the sanction whatever it is that you're sanctioning with. Now, I'm also an administrator, so I can see these age-restricted classes. My age doesn't match these classes, so they have been highlighted in yellow. However, if I were a rider going through this entry form, I actually would not even see these classes because my age doesn't match the age restriction. Now the next horse that I'm entering is Dandy, so I'm going to choose the classes that I'd like to enter in. And notice that I'm missing some horse data required. I need to tap on his profile to update that, and it looks like it's the registered name. Next, any other items would populate on this page. So I have an arena fee that I'm automatically applying to all of my riders. Notice I am an administrator, so I can actually remove this arena fee if I'd like, but your riders actually will not be able to. And then finally, I'll hit next and end up on my checkout page. And as an administrator, I have these admin save changes button, and I also have my credit debit card. If I use the administrator save changes button, this allows me to save the changes and keep track of any amount that is still due. I'm going to go ahead and view this entry. And this is what we call your entry preview. So I can see the horses and the classes that I've entered, any sanction fees, and then additional items would be my arena fee. And you notice down here that it still shows $366 are due. If I were to tap on this amount paid, I would see that it was saved at 9:15 on March 1st. If I'm ready to pay, I can hit the Pay Now button, which will just take me to my checkout page. And if I wanted to go back into the entry and edit it, I could do so from this page and just hit the previous button. Or if I'm starting from the entry preview page, I would hit this blue edit button. And from here, I can remove or add any classes, remove or add any horses, etc. When you're done making your changes, make sure that you hit the next button all the way to the checkout page and save your changes. And that's how you would test out an entry.
Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more helpful videos.